Greetings, fellow watch comrades, and welcome to this extra special, separate, standalone edition about the Caspian Sea Monster Echronoplan from Vostok, Europe. We're particularly excited about this one as it represents a connection to a new blog for us. It is the Oceanic.blogspot.com blog. It's run by a guy named Lex, who I've gotten to know recently, who does a great job covering, well, dive watches. It's a relatively new blog, but he has definitely garnered a position as a respected expert in the field of dive watches in a very short period of time. He actually has already done a piece on the Caspian Sea Monster with some great art and a lot of fun. I like how he just has fun with the whole Russian aspect of it. He's done that already. We'll make sure there's a link that we will post on, well, actually on Russia2all.com, and we'll put a link here with this special segment. And he is going to be doing some other watches of Vostok Europe and other Russian watches in the relative near future. Now, the reason he picked the Caspian Sea Monster, well, first of all, he just liked the watch, and he realizes, as we do, this is the first real diving watch that Vostok Europe has produced. Everything in the past had been a 10 ATM water resistancy or lower for Vostok Europe. This is the first 200-meter water resistancy watch that Vostok Europe has produced. You can, with a 10 ATM, you can swim, you can even snorkel, you can do some light stuff, but if you want to get where you're actually going to go under the water any depth, now you wouldn't take a 200 meter into the abyss, but where you're going to go into water in any depth, you're going to need at least, to start with, a 200 meter water resistant watch. So this is the first really serious a watch that divers could take seriously from Vostok Europe. Now you see me there with the rotating bezel. The focus of this one, and why we're mentioning Oceanic time, is we're going to focus on the diving aspects here. This has the unidirectional rotating bezel. That is one of the primary have-to-have-it features of any diving watch. You cannot afford to have a bezel that could possibly allow you to think you have been down under the water for a shorter period of time than you have. So the reason that it's unidirectional and not bidirectional and has that locking, ratcheting aspect to it is when that bezel, if it were to get bumped or in any way changed the position that you put it in when you went diving, the most that could happen is it would reduce the amount of time you have left to be underwater, or how much elapsed time you have yourself measuring. It cannot increase the amount of time. So that's one function. Another thing about this one, this is the first Vostok Europe, and as far as we know, the first Russian watch ever to take advantage of the Microtech Tritium tube technology. These are little glass tubes that are filled with a slightly radiated material, tritium, that glows all the time. Now, it's not as bright as superluminova is when you first load up superluminova with UV into it to give you the glowing nature of it. But the difference between this technology and straight superluminova technology is that this is always lit. Even though it may be a little dimmer than the initial brightness of superluminova, it is always lit in any lighting condition. Whereas superluminova it can take in only so much, and it is best to have it in some kind of a UV. That's how you notice why they're so bright after they've been out in the sun. It can only soak up so much, and it will only last so long. Whereas the tritium tubes, they have a 12-year half-life. So you're going to have a lit dial in any lighting conditions for 12 years. Microtech guarantees 10, actually. This is surgical grade stainless steel. It does come with a custom integrated silicone strap, and it is an automatic mechanical. It does come with a custom integrated silicone strap, which makes this a very comfortable wear. Whether you could wear it where you're truly for diving with this big heavy 25 millimeter custom silicone strap on it, or if you're just using it for everyday wear. It does have the screw-in crown, which adds to the water resistancy. Now, there's an important point there. Of course, any serious diver is going to know this, but for those of you who may be just getting into this, it is critical if you're going to be taking any diving watch below the water at any depth, that you have that crown securely screwed in place. There again, I'm demonstrating the unidirectional rotating bezel with the ratcheting material that doesn't allow it to move the other way, and here I'm demonstrating the screw-in crown and the movement of the watch. It does have a GMT as well. You can see the digital GMT indicator and a day-night indicator on this watch. But again, it is very important that you have that crown screwed in all the way down. If you don't, you will get water inside the watch. So thanks to Oceanic.blogspot.com for getting into the Russian watches with us now, and we are looking forward to working with them, and we dedicate this special segment to their blog, and they're working with us, and we look forward to our connection with Lex for many moons to come. As always, I'm Craig Hester, the Watch Comrade, and keep watching.